I am from a Christian Catholic family, but I've been interested in Sanatana Dharma.
I was a Christian by birth, not by choice.
Hello everybody, Hare Krishna to all of you. This is me once again, RJ Rajiv on the mic, and guess what? Today we have a very huge celebration which is going on in Ujjain city. आज ऐसा कुछ हुआ है जो कि मध्य प्रदेश सरकार ने इससे पहले कभी नहीं किया था. मध्य प्रदेश सरकार के यशस्वी मुख्यमंत्री डॉक्टर मोहन जी यादव ने एक विजन दिया जिसको साथ में साथ दिया इस्कॉन उज्जैन ने. यहां पर एक गीता जयंती महोत्सव हुआ जिसकी शुरुआत हो गई महीनों पहले से. 26, 27, 28 और 29 तारीख के दिन पूरे मध्य प्रदेश के 55 जिलों के अंदर 6,46,000 बच्चों ने पार्टिसिपेट किया. श्रीमद भगवद गीता पर आधारित इस कंपटीशन के अंदर से हर जिले वाइज कुछ कुछ लोग निकले जो कि इन्होंने नंबर 1 पे अपना स्थान बनाया. उनको ले जाकर के फिर उनकी एक और सेकेंड फेज के अंदर कंपटीशन हुई. उसमें से फिर जाकर के जो नंबर 1, 2 और 3 यानी कि टॉप 3 कंटेस्टेंट आए उन्हें आज मध्य प्रदेश सरकार और इस्कॉन उज्जैन सम्मानित करने वाला है. नंबर 1 रैंकिंग वाले को मिलने वाले 1,00,000 रुपए कैश. नंबर 2 रैंकिंग के अंदर मिलने वाले हैं उन्हें 51,000 रुपए कैश. और जो नंबर 3 पर आए हैं उन्हें मिलने वाले 21,000 रुपए. है तो पोजीशन 3 लेकिन विनर आए हमारे पास में 5. वो कैसे? नंबर 1 पर आए हैं 2 विनर जिनमें से एक से मैं आपका जल्दी परिचय करवाने वाला हूं. नंबर 2 पर आए हैं 1 और नंबर 3 पर आए 2 स्टूडेंट्स. तो सबसे पहले लेट्स वेलकम the one and only, please introduce yourself, the first winner of the Gita Champions League जो कि इस बार गीता कॉन्टेस्ट के रूप में ऑर्गेनाइज करी थी मध्य प्रदेश सरकार ने. उसके अंदर उन्होंने तीर गाड़ दिए. लेट मी इंट्रोड्यूस यू द वन एंड ओनली Chrismartin.
Yes, so myself Chrismartin Legend. I've heard कि आपने बहुत सारे programs करवाए internationally.
Thank you.
So I would like to ask which radio FM?
Actually, I'm programming head of Radio Mirchi and I work with various radio stations.
Okay, that's brilliant.
So tell me about yourself, Chrismartin, what you are doing.
Well, I am from a Christian Catholic family, but I've been interested in Sanatana Dharma for quite few years since lockdown. So I've been researching about it myself, and I have primarily made myself a follower of Smarta tradition, where multiple deities Shiva, Vishnu, Shakti, Ganapati, Surya, and in South India there is a sixth deity also. But mostly what I believe in is that the best of all the Shaiva traditions, Shakta traditions, we have very popular traditions. In that सबसे ऊपर शिवा विष्णु इनको inculcate करके the making the best out of all the deities. Because in a way you will get the best of all of them, and in a way it is trying to bring everyone together. All the different sect, because historically there have been certain clashes between, let's say, Buddhists, Jains, Shaivas, Vaishnavas. We were in the present geopolitical and socio-political condition within India and outside, the necessity of unity is very much needed. So we must celebrate this diversity within Sanatana Dharma, and I think the Smartism, which was started by Shankaracharya, who is an Advaita Vedanta Acharya, very famous. He was born in Kerala. I am also from Kerala. So he walked the whole length of India from north to south to east to west to unite everyone the umbrella of Dharma. So in the same way, to build a better country in this 21st century, which is going to be, as they say, the India century, everyone, especially the local population, must be connected back with Sanatana Dharma, which has been in some way or the other denied to people for the last 1,000 years because of onslaughts and invasions and repressive activities of colonialists and imperialists that were of not Indian origin.
Okay, and we also have Chrismartin's parents in the house. So let's talk to them. So sir, first of all, tell me your name.
I am Lajan. I am an English teacher, and we are what's called. My wife is also a biology teacher in the same school.
What's your wife's name?
Preja Stephen.
Wow.
And we have been in the same home as well as in the school for the last 10 years continuously. And Chrismartin was very much interested. I started following Sadhguru right back in 2015 onwards. And Chris was fascinated towards his teachings as well as what's called teachings as well as philosophy. And slightly he started following that. Slowly he developed his own vision about the Indian culture and the importance of following that. So, despite me being a Christian, I had no prick of conscience to leave my child to his own choice of life. So, actually, he has chosen his own way of life. I was a Christian by birth, not by choice. Now he is an Indian in all its meaning and out of his own choice. So we are very happy as parents that he has been proving himself to be the best, one of the best child that a parent can have.
Can you share some what is the best recipe of art of parenting?
Nothing else actually. Parents have a duty of upbringing children. First of all, I have heard from Sadhguru himself that it is not raising children. First of all, the parents have to raise themselves up, uplift themselves towards what's called towards a better human being, so that the children should be abroad or brought up properly. Parents have to bring them upwards in a proper manner. So they have to learn a lot. They have to mentally prepare a lot. They have to learn a lot. They have to research a lot to be a better parent. So actually, it is said that upbringing the child. No, first of all, the parents have to bring themselves up to the to bring up a child. So actually, Chris has always proved to be one of the. Even I have been always conducting some intellectual sessions with him because he has started reading as his hobby right from third class onwards. He was an voracious reader, and first I started giving him some what is called children's classic small story books. And from 10th class onwards, he started reading some what is called philosophical subjects and books related to that. And he always told me, Papa, I want to buy this book. Then I would immediately order it online. So he started reading a lot of books. Now he has finished more than 150 songs of books, I think.
And you want to add, like as a mother, what challenges you are facing, and what is your suggestion to the other parents?
Yes, I have some suggestion to other parents. Because when I was carrying Chrismartin, then I spent lot of time in library. It is reality that I'm a bio teacher. Just as an experimentation, I thought if I read more and my child also in future he will read. Yes, it was really he started reading from first standard, second standard, and he read my bio 12th standard higher secondary book in fourth class when he was in fourth class. Okay, so I have some advice to parents. Never ever force to children to do that and this. Whatever they want to do, we have to be the model. We show some that is a model. That means we live in front of them as their role model. I think we already successful and uh, to give more as a role model to Chrismartin, and Chris is now our model because I didn't read this much of books. I don't know anything about this Bhagavad Gita. Just I know Lord Krishna gave advice to Arjuna. Arjuna, that also what for he is Lord Krishna is motivating Arjuna. Like that, we also motivated our son.
And sir, you can please tell me that what is the importance of Bhagavad Gita as a parents to the other children and to the society?
I was also preparing for priesthood for soon after completing my 12th class. I went for becoming a priest in Christian uh, society. You might have heard about Jesuits as well as Augustinians. I was trained by them, and they were actually Europeans, and they were also much attracted towards Indian philosophy and Bhagavad Gita as well. I also studied Bhagavad Gita in my philosophy session, just right after my 12th class, and not actually completely delved into that. Only superficial learning I had, but as much as I have understood is that what is that? Lord Krishna is uh, giving the ultimate direction towards the entire humanity, entire world. What is called while he was actually giving some what is called directions towards Arjun, and I completely since completing my philosophy, I just did not continue with that. So my field of life was totally different after completing my philosophy. I also left the priesthood after that. I started reading literature, other literature books, and I what is called pursued my MA literature after that, and I continued in my teaching session. And Bhagavad Gita is one of the ultimate book for the entire human society, humanity. And I am not able to speak much about it because I have actually very little knowledge about it. But my son is doing a detailed study in that, as well as he is a worshipper of Lord. No, Lord Shiva. He was started worshipping Lord Shiva. Now he is also worshipping.
Different forms of Vishnu in some way. Like Venkateshwara is very famous in South, and in South Venkateshwara is very famous, and also certain philosophers and certain Shastris consider Gautama the Buddha as the ninth avatar of Vishnu. There are disagreements, but certain sect of Vaishnava traditions do accept him as a avatara. So I have also been trying to research into Buddhism because of course they are also part of the dharmic ecosystem as well, and I have also practiced this small Mahayana Buddhist mantras and dharanis, which are very famous especially in Southeast Asia.
Tell me about your favorite shloka in Bhagavad Gita.
My favorite shloka, I have actually bookmarked it, it's chapter 10 verse 8 to 11. I've been
What it
trying.
says.
I've been trying to learn them, but I can't because I'm yet to reach there. I have read almost like 3 to 4 chapter in details, and in different areas I've read it superficially. Especially because those exams were being conducted, so I was like quickly reading all of them. So this one actually remained with me, and in some way we can say it is a summarization of what one needs to do and what especially when it comes to Bhagavad Gita. It goes like this. Chapter 10 verse 8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhavasamanvataah मच्चित्ता मद्गतः प्राणा बोधयन्तः परस्परं कथयन् कथयन्तच्च मां नित्यं तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददाति बुद्धियोगं तं येन मामुपयान्ति ते तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थमहमज्ञानजं तमः नाशाम्यात्मतभावस्थो ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता. These are 4 verses, chapter 10, 8 to 11.
And what it says?
It says, it is about Krishna speaking to Arjuna that I am the source of all the energies, and through me everything comes, and material world and spiritual realms. And he talks about those devotees who are thinking of me, talking about me, will always be blissful and be satisfied with everything around them, and those who are constantly devoted to me with love, they can get knowledge, and the darkness of ajnana in their heart will be burned by the jyoti of knowledge by Krishna. There is certain commentary they have written. Mostly it is about how, even though you might not be an intellectual shastri when it comes to Sanatana Dharma, you might not know the Vedas or the many shastras and tantras and agamas, you cannot be a philosopher in, let's say, a lot of things. But even when it comes to people who follow, if they are pure in their heart and they have bhakti towards Bhagwan, what happens is that they will be purified, their karma will be purified, and they will achieve spiritual upliftment even if they are not intellectually connected to it. That is a very, how do I say it, it is very integrative to Sanatana Dharma, because historically our texts have been burned, a lot of challenges have been come, temples have been destroyed, and people were unable to follow the elaborate kind of sadhana, because it was suppressed. But if constantly being remembering, even if for generations the knowledge is lost, in some way or the other Bhagwan connects, and in some way the lost knowledge will come back, just because Bhagwan is manifesting inside you, and in some way or the other that knowledge will be it will come down back to this plane of existence, even if it is lost. Like for example, in the introduction portion, they say that the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita was first given to the sun god. Yes, and it was lost. It was given to Manu, then it was given to Ikshvaku, and that parampara was lost. But now Arjuna, being very close to Krishna and being a very, not yeah, yes, just not just a friend, but a spiritually devoted to him, very much surrendered to him. Yeah, that's the word, surrendered. So him being surrendered, I do not know the page, but I remember what it said. I was there. Actually, Arjuna questions Krishna, ki why are you comparing yourself such a senior deity? Surya Bhagwan. What was his name? Vivaswan. So Krishna replies, I have been through multiple rebirths, so have you been, but you forgot them. I do not, I remember all of them. And I gave this knowledge to uh, Vishwaswan, but it was lost. That tradition was lost. Now again I am giving it to you, and from you this tradition shall be continued. So Bhagwan will come back. If you have the bhakti, he will come back and he will re-establish that which is lost. The only thing is, at the very least, you must be remembering him all the time. Hanuman ji says, as long as the name of Sri Rama is remembered with devotion on this planet, I will remain here on this planet alive and protect those who shall, who shall chant the name of Rama with devotion. If that is the case, it is very much possible that if someone is so much he might not have, Shastra knowledge of Shastras. Perhaps Hanuman give darshan to him and re-establish a lot of lost traditions which might not be even available today. It is very much possible, and perhaps it might be even practiced today, but in secrecy, because certain traditions are secret. In certain tantrika traditions, a lot of secrecy is followed. It was only during colonial times that people have been trying to poke into our practices. But a lot of things, even in Vedika traditions, certain things are not publicly open. Certain, how do I say, we might be initiated to certain practices, certain mantras. Ramanujacharya, I remember, his guru gave him a mantra, and he was instructed that you must not tell it to anyone, but he told everyone. uh, well, actually, when it comes to bhakti, these things do not matter. But when you do elaborate sadhana, these things are like, okay, certain paddhati must be followed. But when it comes to bhakti, when you are genuinely trying to be emotionally connected to Bhagwan, these things do not actually matter. They say among the four methods of yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, karma yoga, and kriya yoga, the shortest path to moksha is bhakti. And all these elaborate things can be actually left aside if you are being immersed in the devotion of God.
Wow, Chrismartin, you look like a Sanskrit scholar who is talking like that. It started from Shankaracharya and end up with the essence of Bhagavad Gita, and it is really very great fortune for our initiative. Just last question coming from your side. How do you like this Iskcon Ujjain initiative to just organize one competition based upon Bhagavad Gita? Very short answer. I invited from Chrismartin from your parents' side.
Regarding the competition itself, some children, I've noticed some children might use just chat GPT and stuff like that to just get good marks or even get selected for the second round. But when it comes to these competition, they are just awareness on ground level. We must take the initiative of doing the sadhana, doing the practice, and doing the bhakti in ourselves, because that's what matters. And it is such a crucial juncture. There are wars going on.
That
around
is the
time.
intention actually.
And we are trying to be as much as conscious and as much as spiritual as possible instead of killing each other. But well, people might not take it seriously when it comes to our competition है. हो जाएगा या फिर बच्चों को तो मिल रहे हैं, वो तो उन्होंने कहीं से देख लिया होगा, चीटिंग कर लिया होगा, बगल में कोई और डिवाइस खोल लिया होगा, stuff like that. So it's fine. I mean, people do not take such things seriously, but still it is our endeavor कि value-based education must become a value that is lived rather than just small examinations. I want कि there must be a time where the need of such examinations are not necessary, and that every person on the street can be like, oh, this is what the lessons are. Not just quoting shlokas, but actually living it. So I would like to see such a society, especially at least in Bharat. I would like to see that the essence of Bhagavad Gita, the essence of Vedas, Puranas, and other sectarian texts are at least lived in those societies, so that we become a model to the world. We are already known as a Vishwaguru, but we need to reclaim that, because people these days are getting a little,
Do you know that is actually the base instruction
Yes.
of Iskcon?
I know.
That one Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji once said that my name will be, Hari name will be go on the villages and that kind of competition. So
It is
people
a
will,
beautiful initiative, and I think not a religious or caste or sectarian. Everyone must connect to at least some sort of spirituality at some level. There are so many ashramas, there are so many sects, there are so many texts. At least read some, and at least this by this initiative people are at least trying to read. अच्छा एग्जाम के लिए भी थोड़ा सा भगवद गीता पढ़ ही लेते हैं. If it stays in their mind, it will transform them at some level, and that's what I want. At least I try telling my friends this spiritual stuff, and this is a great initiative. Others are getting to know not just Bhagavad Gita, if other texts, Puranas, Vedas, and Itihas like Ramayana and Mahabharata and other sectarian it is better.
And what about you? Do you like that initiative?
As a CBSE teacher, I have always been thought of the same thing. CBSE has just confined this moral value into just including or inculcating some value-based questions in the board examination. The last two questions in the board examination are value-based questions. That's for 10 mark. And that's the only initiative that even the biggest board in India has been doing it so far. But according to me as a teacher, value-based education must be one of the subjects or value of the value-based books. For example, we can say that Bhagavad Gita itself or some text based on Gita in an editor format should be introduced, because if we are looking into the lives of the youngsters of our country, the moral value has been getting disintegrated day by day. So children like Chris are just a number to the spirituality or following the spiritual path and etc. So my humble request to the authority is that it is high time for us to introduce some value-based education in the mainstream of the examination. The mainstream, not just for passing the examination, but children should be given grade, not to conduct the examination. Uh, Closely looking into their CCA activity, for example, continuous comprehension, like that day-to-day initiative of the day-to-day behavior of the children should be valued or assessed by the teachers, and they should be given and the lessons should be taught. At least a few lessons of Gita should be taught everyday basis, at least once in a week or twice in a week, something like that, so that the children should get some moral values in their life. This is my humble request to the authority.
And what about you, Mataji? Please tell
Yes,
something about Iskcon Ujjain initiative.
really, it is very appreciable. The Iskcon organization conducted value-based some examination. Just it is initiation of students. Our old generation people, they are very closer to these holy books and all. But new generation, it is far away from value-based education. So myself, I also wished it become a subject in education. That means in school level as moral science, moral education. It is needed. They can new generation will be in touch with this moral values.
Thank you so much, and congratulations, Chrismartin. You win the 1 lakh rupees cash prizes. You are going to be rewarded in the evening. I hope you're going to enjoy that. And what's your plan? Like, what you are going to use this money?
First of all, I would, I've recently turned 18, so getting my bank account, everything in order. So, well, and I would like to mostly save them for my college and everything. But a portion of it, I am thinking that I might invest, trying not to keep the money still. Inflation is going around, those 1 lakh rupees will degrade in their value if they're just kept in the bank. I mean, that's the smartest thing to do, right? But still, I'm trying not to keep them, stagnant. Especially keeping them in savings bank, the amount of inflation rate के हिसाब से वो थोड़ा जितना देते हैं, it will never increase in value. And we need more money in the future. Now, अभी 20-30,000 से एक second या third tier cities में चल जाता है एक महीने का. In the coming time, even 1 lakh per month will be less in second grade cities. So, we need to plan according to that. And I also want to read very rare books which are a bit costly. So I would like to do that. And I also intend to put them into my parents are building a house in Kerala, so invest a portion of my money for that as well.
That will be too less.
But it will be too less, but the thought matters. To be honest, the money is not the thing. At least getting even the little, the message must remain.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chrismartin. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your priceless time. So yes, everybody, this is Chrismartin, who is the #1 position in this Gita Champions League, this Gita contest, and he win 1 lakh rupees cash prize by the Honorable Chief Minister tonight. So thank you so much, everybody. Let me introduce you the next contestant, but after a break.